Well, we have the father of Iowa's Arlington in studio with us right now. The founder of Iowa's Veteran Cemetery, Patrick Palmersheim, is here because there is something really special that is going on tomorrow that we want to make sure as many people as we can know about, number one, and B, it'd be even cooler if they would go out and participate.
True, very true.
Okay, tell us about Wreaths Across America.
This will be our 12th annual year to do Wreaths Across America. We started it in 2008. When we opened up the Veteran Cemetery, and that year we did 7 wreaths. This year we're doing 3,265
whoa,
wreaths.
Whoa, whoa, whoa,
I
you
love
did how
that
many
growth.
the first year?
7.
Seven. That's it. And
Yep.
now this year?
3,265.
Oh my goodness.
Beautiful.
That is quite a change. Now, for those people, I don't know how you could not know where the Iowa Veteran Cemetery is, because if you lived around here for any length of time, you have an idea. But give everybody an idea of how to get there easy.
It's exit 113, heading west on Interstate 80.
Okay.
And then you go left and go as if you're going into Van Meter and go up the hill. And it's you can see the big flag, and there's a big sign along the interstate that says Iowa Veteran Cemetery on there. And we're hoping for a good crowd. Last year we had between 12 and 1,500 people showed up.
Wow.
But the temperatures were in the 50s last year, and this year in the 20s. So
I think you're still
I
going to.
don't think that's going to keep people away.
I hope not. In the first year in 2008, we actually had to shovel snow away from the headstones that we put the wreaths on.
I remember, believe we were there, when we did that. But that was such a special moment then. And then the momentum started. And why is this so important to be honoring our veterans like this?
Well, at Christmas time, we don't want them forgotten, but it's the whole program is about remember, honor, and teach. We got to remember our veterans, we got to honor them, and we got to teach our younger generation what our veterans have done for us and where we would be without our veterans. So it's very important for us to keep this up. And there's about over 1,600 cemeteries that are doing it at the same time on the same day.
At the same time. So
on
across
Saturday.
the country,
All
they're
across
doing
the
this.
country.
Yes.
And then talk about that these wreaths are very special, and there's a lot of meaning to each of these wreaths.
Yes, it's not just a Christmas wreath, and we want to make sure that people understand we're not just decorating a veteran's grave.
Okay.
It's to remember that veteran. And when they place that wreath on that at the headstone, we want them to back off up from the headstone and then say that veteran's name and give him a little praise for what he has done. So we just don't want it.
So it's not just a place and
just
go.
No,
placing
it's not. And one of our way we do it now is we let the family members, anyone who has someone interred out there, we let them go out first and put one on their loved ones before the volunteers do. And then because of the number of volunteers that have showed up in the past, we ask them just to take one wreath at a time and go out and place that wreath at that headstone and then go back and get another wreath.
Right.
But we see a lot of little kids out there taking that wreath out there and doing it. That's so meaningful.
That's part of the purpose, isn't it?
It is.
Yeah.
It is. And to me, it means a lot just to see the families doing it. And like I said, it's a volunteer position. I've done it. This will be my 12th year to do it. And we fundraise to make the money to buy these wreaths. This year, it's right around $47,000.
Really?
To buy these wreaths.
Now, where do these wreaths come from? Because you told me a story before we went on the air about somebody who delivered them, and it was very important for them to deliver these wreaths to our veteran cemetery.
They come from Columbia Falls, Maine, clear up in northern Maine. And the lady who hauled the wreaths this year trucks for Estes Trucking.
Right.
And she drove out to Columbia Falls, Maine, picked up the wreaths and brought them back. And it's very meaningful for her because her husband is actually interred in the Iowa Veteran Cemetery.
Wow.
So it's a very meaningful thing. And she will actually be placing the wreath on the veterans in memory of the veteran's grave this year.
Really?
Because her husband was a Navy veteran who has passed away.
Wow.
But it's just so meaningful, and so many people don't understand, and I didn't either. When you think about the 1.7 to 1.8 million wreaths that they are going to produce this year, how many trees they have to cut down to do that? They don't. They cut the tips off of the branches, and they can go back and redo those every 3 years.
Really?
And the gentleman Morrow Worcester, who owns a wreath company, he's got thousands and thousands of acres of trees. I mean, it's not that he's going to run out of trees, and he takes care of the trees. They fertilize them, they keep them trimmed back.
Right.
So it's not going to be an ending process.
So these are sustainable wreaths, basically, is what we're talking about. We're not destroying anything to create these. We are just harvesting and then letting them regrow, and we can harvest again.
And one thing people don't understand is Arlington National Cemetery is the first one that did this. They did 5,000, they donated their wreaths to there. But this year they will be receiving over 250,000 wreaths.
Wow.
Over about 45 semis Loads of wreaths are going into
Now,
Arlington.
these wreaths, they're sectioned off. They have 9
Yeah.
sections to the wreaths, correct?
Actually, 10 bouquets to it.
Okay, okay.
And
And
it
so
is.
now tell everybody what it means, what each section does mean.
Well, section 1 is faith, their faith in God. Section 2 is their love for each other. Section 3 is strength, work ethic, and character. Section 4 is their honesty and integrity. Section 5 is their humility, selflessness, and modesty. Section 6 is their ambitions and aspirations. Section 7 is their optimism for America. Section 8 is their concern for the future. Section 9 is their pride in their attitudes. And then Section 10, the whole thing, is their hopes and dreams that they didn't always come true, but left with them with no regrets.
And that completes the circle.
That's
and,
the circle.
and that even has meaning, because everything about this wreath has meaning, and the circle, the circular shape, it has a meaning. What does that mean?
That means eternity.
Eternity.
It's so beautiful.
Yeah, you can kind of see.
For anybody that's not been out there, after the wreaths are placed, what's ideal sight is if we get a light snow and then the snow melts enough to go off of the red ribbons that are on there, and then it shows, it is so beautiful up in there.
And the red ribbon has special meaning too. The red
Yes.
ribbon, the red bow.
Is great sacrifice.
Right. And how about the evergreen itself?
Is for the longevity and endurance. It's so meaningful to see these, the way they're put together, the wreaths. It's not just the normal wreath that we see at a store.
Yeah.
I'm just so amazed. And
There's so much behind
So
it.
much
Yeah.
and
in
so
June
much
of this
more
past
meaning.
year, this past June 15th, 16th, we had them bring, or they brought they have a educational trailer, a 42-foot semi-educational trailer, and they brought it to the Newton racetrack, and it had 4 big slide outs, and it's got a theater, and it was just amazing to see the people come in there to see what this is about, to do it. And like I say, I was very humble and amazed that in March of this year, I was awarded the 2019 American Red Cross Heroes of the Heartland Award.
That's awesome.
For doing Wreaths Across America.
Congratulations.
Well deserved.
Yes.
And it's not about me, it's about the veterans and their family. That's why I do it. I'm so pleased to see the response we've gotten and the support from the general public and the organizations.
Great. So 3,265 wreaths will be placed tomorrow, and you raise the funds for those. Though it was a successful fundraising campaign,
Yes.
we understand, but we need to keep that going. We need to get ready for next time too, right?
And once we cut it off at a number, how many we needed. And that's what I cut it off at, because that's what we needed. And we'll be a few over, but we have those that we can still put on up until Christmas time.
Okay.
And buried out there.
How do people get more information about Wreaths Across America and yours in particular?
In fact, if they go to the Iowa Veteran Cemetery, Wreaths Across America, it'll take them right to the website for us, for our fundraiser type of thing. And we can carry forward anything that we were over this year. So that's what we did.
And people are invited to come out.
Yes, all the public is invited to come out there. We look forward to
What
it.
time should we
Quite
start
a
getting there
sight.
for tomorrow? You said it starts at 11?
11 o'clock, but
Okay.
I'd say 10:30 to be there.
Be there by 10:30.
Yeah.
Okay, wonderful. Thank you so much. for
Thank
everything
you.
do.
Thank you
Great
for your
work you're
support.
doing.
Very
Yes,
much.
beautiful.